Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone, especially to my lovely Dr. Makhda. My name is Nur Shafira binti Nasari, student ID 2500361, and today I am presenting to you my research paper titled Islamic Fiscal Policy Tools for Income Redistribution and Poverty Eradication in Malaysia. So this presentation explores how Malaysia can strengthen wealth redistribution by integrating zakat, wakaf and sedekah into the national fiscal system, that making poverty reduction more effective, structured and sustainable. So ladies and gentlemen, for this presentation we will have 8 parts. So the first one we have introduction, problem statement, research question, research objective, literature review, methodology, proposed policy framework, and lastly we have conclusion. So let's begin with the introduction first. So as for introduction, to simplify, Malaysia has shown strong economic growth over the years, but poverty and inequality remain stubborn challenges. Even with the subsidies, taxation or welfare spending, distributions still struggle to reach vulnerable groups, especially in rural and East Malaysia regions such as Sabah and Sarawak. On the other hand, Islamic fiscal tools carry strong ethical and distributive principle rooted in Maqasid al-Sharia, particularly Hifz al-Amal, protection of wealth, and Maslahah, which is social welfare. However, in practice, the impact is not maximized because zakat, wakaf, and sedekah are not fully integrated into the national fiscal structure. So this study explores how both systems, conventional and Islamic, can complement each other. So now we move on to the problem statement. Malaysia does not have a unified Islamic fiscal policy framework. Islamic instruments exist, but they operate independently under state religious authorities, while fiscal policy is federal. So even though zakat, wakaf and sedekah have high potential, the current separation reduces their overall impact on poverty eradication and income distribution. So this fragmentation is the core issue of my research aims to address. So we move on to the next slide, which is research question, and from that problem I developed 4 questions to guide this study. To simplify, the first question is, what Islamic fiscal tools are most relevant to poverty reduction? Second, how effective are they today in real implementation? Third, what challenges stop them from being integrated nationally? Lastly, how can we design an integrated Islamic fiscal framework for Malaysia? So these questions shape both the analysis and the final policy model. And the next part is research objective. So aligned to the question, my research aims to identify zakat, wakaf and sedekah as tool of income redistribution, to evaluate their current effectiveness, to explore integration barriers, and the last one, to propose a comprehensive Islamic fiscal policy model. So we come to the literature review. To simplify, study highlight that Islamic economy prioritize justice, welfare and share prosperity, not only profit. So zakat, wakaf and sedekah ensure wealth flow across society, protecting the poor instead of allowing income to pool among the wealthy. So these instruments reflect a balanced value system where economic growth must be paired with compassion, accountability and ethical governance. Zakat is more than generosity, it is obligatory redistribution. It purifies wealth, uplifts the recipient, and ensures that the poor receive what Allah has portioned for them. Evidence shows that zakat improves household income, helps cover necessities like food and housing, and strengthens long-term welfare. So basically, zakat operates like a form of fiscal tools, similar to the government existence but spiritually driven, structured and continuous. The next one is wakaf. Wakaf is a long-term social wealth mechanism. The asset remains intake while its benefit continuously serves society. It is a model of sedekah al-Jariah. In Malaysia, initiatives such as Wakaf an-Nur have successfully supported B40 entrepreneurs through financing and training. So this shows that Wakaf can go beyond charity. It empowers, builds capacity, and supports sustainable development in education, healthcare, and community infrastructure. When we talk about sedekah, sedekah is voluntary, flexible, and immediate. It allows individuals or institutions to respond quickly to needs such as food, schooling, and healthcare. For example, Bank Islam Sedekah House proved that voluntary giving can be digitalized, expanded, and channeled to structure programs. This strengthens social solidarity and increases welfare impact beyond zakat alone. So we move on to the next literature review, which is the challenges. Despite the strong potential, there are 3 main challenges that limit Islamic fiscal impact today. So to simplify, the first one is fragmented governance, which is the state versus federal management. Second, no standard reporting, accounting or performance framework. And lastly, no integration with tax or national budgeting mechanism. And as a result, Islamic social finance run parallel instead of connected to Malaysia fiscal engine. As for this part, I will explain the proposed framework for an Islamic fiscal policy in Malaysia. The current economy Madani policy focuses on improving economic performance and social welfare. However, it is still based mainly on a conventional economic principle. So this study suggests strengthening economic Madani by embedding Maqasid Ash-Sharia, which means ensuring the provision of faith, life, intellect, lineage, and wealth. By aiding these values, fiscal decisions become more ethical and more aligned with Islamic objectives. And this framework also can use the C-based model. Unlike conventional economic measures that only look at income, C-based measure three dimensions of welfare, material and spiritual. So when zakat, wakaf and sedekah are applied within the Maqasid-based system supported by C-based, Malaysia can achieve a balance between economic growth and moral welfare. And this leads to policies that are fairer, more just, and more sustainable for society. We move on to the research methodology. For this study, I apply a qualitative and descriptive research design. Instead of numerical data or empirical measurement, this approach focuses on conceptual understanding and interpretive analysis. And the goal was to explore how zakat, wakaf and sedekah function as fiscal tools and how they may be integrated into Malaysian fiscal structure. All data used were secondary sources, including journal articles, policy documents, institutional reports, and publications from Bank Negara Malaysia, the Ministry of Finance, and State Islamic Religious Councils. The data were then analyzed thematically using two key lenses: Maqasid Ash-Sharia values that focuses on justice, equity, and welfare, and then the C-based model, which is evaluate welfare from both a spiritual and material perspective. So this combination allowed the research to assess not only economic impact, but also spiritual well-being, and something unique to Islamic fiscal policy making. For this paper, I propose the Integrated Islamic Fiscal Policy Framework, or called as IIFPF. The purpose is to unify zakat, wakaf and sedekah with Malaysian national fiscal system instead of operating separately like they are today. The framework introduced one main institution, which is a centralized coordination unit, called as CCU, under the Ministry of Finance and JAKIM. So this unit focuses on four key functions. So the first one, integrating management of zakat, wakaf and sedekah at national level. Second, introducing zakat tax integration, where zakat can be recognized as partial tax deduction. Third, developing productive wakaf projects like education, healthcare, and housing. And the last one is using fintech and blockchains for transparent reporting and real-time tracking. In short, this framework turns Islamic fiscal tools into a more structured, transparent, and impactful system for reducing poverty in Malaysia. So we come to the conclusion. To conclude, Malaysia has the tools, but not yet the structure to maximize them. So by integrating zakat, wakaf and sedekah into fiscal planning can strengthen redistribution, reduce poverty and build a more compassionate and equitable economy. So with the IIFPF model, Malaysia can move toward a future where economic growth is shared materially and spiritually in line with Maqasid Ash-Sharia and economy Madani. And with that, thank you very much. That's all from me.